How's it going, everyone? Oh dear, that's not good. Camera is not available. Check to see if... Okay, hang on. I'm going to try and fix this. Give me one sec. Webcam's not popping up. I have no idea which of these is the webcam. Oh dear. Okay. Let me try one or two things real quick before I give up and continue. That's not good. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of that for now. I have no idea what's going on with that. Oh well, we can still do the stream, so worse things could have happened. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. If you guys are unaware, which my mind would be blown if you're not aware by this point. World 320, Castle Wars. Get in here. Let's see how long we gotta wait. Oh, are you kidding me? Another game just started. So we're gonna be waiting a bit. Oh dear. Oh well, we can do some stuff until then. What can we do? I ended up on Zami. Oh, I need a rotten potato. Give rotten potato. If you guys have any questions, as with any other stream, I'm happy to answer them. You know what? Let me go have another quick look behind this computer, see if I can see anything unplugged. I see absolutely nothing that seems amiss. That is really annoying. Yeah, the webcam's lights are on and whatnot, but it ain't having it. Oh dear. I would fix the cam, but I have no idea what's going on. I can't... I don't... Oh, hang on, I want to get in there. I want to get in. Someone got it. Damn it, someone else got it. I'm going to snag this. I could just sneak in there by doing this, but I'd rather legitimately be in the game. Oh, I do need to set a couple of things so people can actually attack me. By the way, if you guys tweet me any questions you've got, that's probably the best way to get them to me. Most likely that I will see them on Twitter, because the Twitch chat is the Twitch chat. Change world equals 5 minutes wait. It's not a bad idea. For the sake of the stream, I'm going to stick with this one and try and sneak in and hope that I can get in just by spamming here. So I can get some action on the go. And then, hang on, this is World 320. There shouldn't be any Castle Wars on the Castle Wars games go. Damn it, man, I walked. There should not be any Castle Wars games going on. People came in early. Yeah, so if you guys tweet me any questions you got, I'm just gonna, I suppose, answer questions and wait it out and try and get in and not misclick again this time. We're going to be doing at least 3 games, so if you guys want to come along, you've got plenty of time to get in here and have a go. I mean, considering this is not a Castle Wars world, this is a pretty decent outcome, and there's already a game going on as well. It's going to be interesting. What's it like being a mod? It's fun being a mod, I'll be honest. In terms of in-game, like, having a JMod account, if I ever get a chance to, like, hop on it, like, generally the most time I spend on my JMod account is because before these streams I don't go home, I just stay from when I was supposed to go home and just, like, do whatever. So sometimes I hop into my JMod account and have a bit of fun. My favourite thing is using this list of magnificent things, which has had some recent additions such as Third Age Kite. Watch the number of people that run onto me. Only one guy. Damn it. Oh, a few. People just see it and click. It's absolutely amazing. You can tease people so much with that. It's pretty mean. Can I unban your account? If you think you've been illegitimately banned, then contact @JaggateSupport on Twitter. It's the best way. Old School team generally will have nothing to do with that sort of stuff. I mean, we can very rarely look into it in the detail that they can and get anything done. What is the meaning of a GOL semicolon? I don't know, Paul. You tell me. I'm just jumping on the hype train. Snake pet, please. We got this, which isn't far off, I suppose. Oh, you can't even see it, it's so big. There you go. Skill snakes. Back to myself. I don't want to take up too much space. Let's have a look at these questions coming in. Who is the poor soul that had to sift through millions of names for the release? I can only imagine that it wasn't someone manually going through all 230 odd million accounts. I feel like it wouldn't be worth it at that point. I don't know, someone probably wrote a snazzy little program or a script or whatever to just do it in 35 seconds, I don't know. There's a lot of clever people at Jagex. I'm sure they would have managed something. RuneScape Mobile. I don't know if there's anything planned for RuneScape Mobile. I would love it if there were. No, I clicked away again. I could have got into the game. I'm just going to stay still. Is there any way it's going to happen? Rubbish. Is there some restrictions for even moderators? Yeah, there's a lot of restrictions. Like, we're not allowed to blatantly assist other people. Like, I don't know. I'm not allowed to spawn 2 bill and trade it to my account. I'll get in a lot of trouble for that, and rightfully so. In terms of like in-game restrictions, there's really, like, if you're on a JMod account, you can essentially do anything. If you can't do something, I'm sure that there are ways to make it happen. I mean, at the end of the day, the JMod accounts are for people that make the game, so they need to be in control of everything and be able to do everything, because anything can happen. I'm just clicking non-stop in case you guys hadn't noticed, because if that yes please comes up, I'm not going to miss it this time. Yes, I got it! I got it, there we go. We can get into it a bit. I don't know if I'm attackable right now, let's see. Is this guy going to be able to... Is he on me? He's not on me. I gotta do this thing. Which one? Maybe that? I don't know. Soon find out. I think I'm like semi-invincible right now. It would take a lot to kill me. There we go. I can get on people. What god do you support, Zamorak or Saruman? I don't know. I don't care. I'm on Zamorak, so let's go with Zamorak. What are those robes? These are dark infinity top and bottoms. You can get the infinity robes from the Maid Training Arena, and then... This is unfair. Yep. Oh well. And then you can get the set that makes it dark, different colours, from Elite Clue Scrolls, I believe. Maybe you, I think that they're exclusive to Elites. Don't quote me on that. Okay, I'll stop being a scumbag now. Oh, no, wrong thing. That should be it, I think. Now people can kill me. There we go, there's someone. For the record, the reason why I've set this up on a... I'm not going to like go overboard with the teleporting around and whatnot. But it's got to be an interesting stream. There is one thing that I have planned that will be interesting. I've got a couple of things written down. Oh, I died very quickly there. I'm not going to be... I don't want to ruin the game for those participating, but at the same time, it's a one-off event. If you want to play a legit Castle Wars game, you can do it on any other world. If you want to see some interesting stuff, then maybe this is the world for you. Barrages everyone at Castle Wars. If I'm on a JMod account, you better believe I'm going to be barraging. Oh, that armadillo. So if you guys have any questions, interesting things you want answered, any insight into Old School, what's coming up, all that nonsense, then let me know on Twitter. Ask me in the Twitch chat as well. I will answer stuff if I can catch up. Oh, the 40, not too shabby. Oh, the 42. Snake pet. I would not expect to see a snake pet. Unless a snake boss comes out. If you guys can come up with a decent idea for snake boss, I'm sure it could happen. Oh, there we go, game's over, let's get in. Oh, no, I gotta drop my potato. There we go. It doesn't let you bring the potato in, because it's considered a non-combat item, which is a bit rubbish. There's a lot of people in here. That's pretty unbelievable. Equip some third age equipment. I would, but I don't know the names of it to spawn it, so I can't. I did have some third age mage robes on, but I thought that these looked a bit more fancy. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure. I think I prefer. I don't know. Oh wait, what am I doing? No, don't want to use that on that. There we go. No, I definitely prefer this. Let's go with that. What are the actual requirements to become a player mod? There are no specific requirements, but if you've been a long-standing, positive, involved member of the community, then I'm sure it could end up being you. That's pretty much my. I'm not 100%. It's not me that decides. I've had no part in deciding player mods at this point. I've only been here a month. It's a process that I did. Like, there are new player mods. I saw that PVM Virus was one, actually. I see, there he is, PVM Virus. I know that he recently got player mods, so they are still cropping up. People are still getting player mod. People on Old School are still getting player mod. If you're a good, pretty much solid player that plays by the rules and is pleasant, then hey, it could happen. Can you change the vote restrictions from 280 total skill to 280 total skill and / or a 99? I think that and / or a 99 is a bit over the top, because there are people that have a massive amount of experience playing the game and don't have a 99 yet. I mean, I've been playing RS for 10 years, pretty much bang on, and I don't have a 99 in Old School yet. It's not because I'm bad at the game. I mean, I'm not saying I'm good, but it's just because grinding for a 99 is not my main priority, and I think a lot of other people will feel the same way. So, yeah, I think that there's definitely room for a change if people think it's necessary. And with in-game polls coming out, there are a lot of possibilities opening up with polls to make them a little more, I suppose, representative of what the players think. And if the total levels need a bit of a change to reflect that, then maybe it will happen. Talk about Bounty Hunter, please. Oh, I'm actually going to check right now, because the poll went up today, the content poll number 23. If you haven't voted yet, go vote. It went up with Bounty Hunter included in it, and Bounty Hunter is currently on 75%. Earlier on, when we had a look, I believe Bounty Hunter was on 75.00, no, 0.0, I think it was 0.01. So it was very, very, very minutely passing by an absolutely tiny number of votes. At this point, it's still sat on 75%, but the way it works is the poll system on the website rounds up, so it doesn't necessarily have to, just because it says 75%, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is guaranteed to pass. It could be 74.9% or 74.8%, be incredibly close and then just get rounded up, and so it says 75%, but it's not actually passing. So I'm not going to bother now because I'm streaming, but you can check whether or not the votes add up to actually be 75%. To be honest, I would expect it to be 75% at this point, considering it's still there, and it's been quite a while since it's dropped to 74%. But yeah, Bounty Hunter, if you guys haven't read the dev blog, the Bounty Hunter target system is what we've offered you guys. And it is on one world, as was polled. There will be a target system where you go into the wilderness, you're assigned a target, and you can go and kill them. And one of the benefits to it are, I can't concentrate. I'm seeing so much chatter going on again. Look at these people going around the outside. You get a target, you go into the wilderness, you get an arrow pointing towards the target, and oh, I need bandages. What am I doing? You know what? I could cheat and use my rotten potato. I think I'm gonna go 100% legitimate this round, if I don't accidentally click and run away. But yeah, back to Bounty Hunter. I'm gonna finish this explanation. I promise. So you get a target, you go kill them. When you kill them, potentially, I believe we added this to the devlog. Don't quote me on it. You then get Ronan. Why? You can get points and then spend it on cosmetic gear that, well, a cosmetic set that would also there'd be different sets that you get depending on how many kills you have, which should certainly be interesting to see people wonder. If you guys remember the Wildstalker hats that were in RS3, that counted up your kills, like with every however many kills you get, you'd unlock a new tier of cosmetic gear. Oh, this Mr. Content guy, I saw him earlier on. He goes hard in Castle Wars. There are a lot of decent Castle Wars players attending, I can tell you that for nothing. So yeah, you get the target system, you get a pointer towards someone that you want to kill, and then you can go and kill them and get rewarded for it. What's this level 76 up to? Which world is it going into? That's a good question. It's not decided at this point in time. That is something that we can ask the community about for sure. One of the big things that we wanted to do with Bounty Hunter is the big concern that people had was that it would further split the PK community. So we've tried to leave it open so that we can completely avoid that whole situation. Hopefully, I don't actually know what this special attack does. Let's see. Do anything? Anything? He died. There we go. So when it does go in, we're hoping that because the Bounty Hunter system is in place on whatever world it ends up going into, it will bring people to that world to PK normally and use it for Bounty Hunter. Because you will be able to PK alongside Bounty Hunter without using the target system. I'm getting destroyed. The target system is completely optional. You'll get given a target, sure, but you won't necessarily have to go and kill that target. There's nothing stopping you just PKing normally, and there's no punishment for PKing normally. So it will hopefully be a place where people gather up to PK in every sense of the word. Oh, come on, give me some heals. Nothing. What date does Corp come out? Right now it's planned for release on October 11th, RuneFest. I believe it's October 11th. I am 60% sure it's October 11th. But yeah, Corp is looking good so far. Alfred actually finished off the Dark Core today, so it is just a matter of Dan getting in and throwing that together with the rest of the Corp mechanics which are already in place. So Corp's on the way, that's for sure, and every straw poll that we've done so far on it, people have been massively up for the idea of Corp, so I don't think there's any worry about it not passing a poll, which is definitely good to see. Should we give Saruman a bit of a challenge? Oh, I'm getting wrecked. What's going on? Let's do this. There we go. Make it a bit more tricky for him. There we go. What should I turn into? I'm gonna get away for a second so I can use the potato. Transmogrify me. Let's see. What should we embarrass them as? Matt's Goblin. I've never seen this before. Pretty standard Goblin. What else? What else? What else? Let's see. Sandwich Lady. It's got to be. Whose team am I on? Oh, there we go. I want to catch a big old freeze on like 10 people. Am I on Saradomin? Zamorak wants you to kill your owners. Okay, I am on Zamorak. There we go. Let's get this on the go. Will the drop rate stay the same as it was? I'm assuming that's about Corp, and at this point in time, that's not necessarily decided yet. There is definitely room for people to have their say on what they want with Corp. There's the big old discussion thread in general, which I'm going to get off Blood Barrage. I think that's pushing it a bit. I don't necessarily need to heal when I'm tanky as anything. There's that massive discussion thread, so if you have any input on what the drop rates are going to be and whatnot, to be honest, at this point in time, it's unconfirmed what the actual drops are going to be. We think it's going to be Spirit Shields. It's whether they're changed slightly before release. I think they will be changed slightly before release, to be honest, based on the straw polls and the comments on the forum thread. All these this guy with his D spear. Generally, people are leaning towards Spirit Shields, with Divine and Elysian being slightly nerfed, which I think is definitely a good thing. I think having Spirit Shields at Corp is absolutely fantastic. Because if you're going to have Corp, you've got to have Spirit Shields. I mean, there's definitely room for other things to come into Corp, and if people didn't want Spirit Shields, there could have been a replacement. But I think Spirit Shields would be nice. If you kill me in Castle Wars, do you get a cabbage? I think you'll get a cabbage in a pink skirt. Any new gear coming out with Corp Beast? At the minute, again, nothing confirmed at this point in time. But one thing that has been mentioned is potentially a new high-level crush weapon. Because there really isn't a level 70 or so crush weapon available in Old School right now. So it'd be a good niche to fill. Is Dragex releasing Dragon Claws? It's not planned, but hey, anything can happen. It's Old School. If we see enough support for the idea, then sure, we can balance it for Old School. We can make it something that the players want, and it can definitely happen. Okay, this sandwich lady is not having the effect that I wanted. Get off me with your god sword. Mash, transmogrify me. Let's see. Let's go for a big boss. Armadillo, that'll do. See if they can take me down. They can attack me and I can die. What's going on? They're de-spearing me still. See. Get out of it. Auto retaliate, go. I keep disappearing. I think I'm a bit too big of a boss. I'm taking next to no damage here. Let's go see if we can find somewhere a little more populated. Here we go. Slap bang in the middle. Sandwich lady, best PKer ever. You know it. Let's see. I'm gonna sneak up here. Oh, I left. That's bad. Transmogrify me. Let's see. Something a little less massive, but something still impressively large. There's people running at me. Chaos Elemental. There we go. Get out with your rip. Let's get in here. Here we go. Some people. See, I've lost my my hood, so I can't see where the enemies are versus where the friendlies are. Is there going to be an agility update for RS3? I'm not on the RS3 team, so I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid. Spawn the new third age items, please. I would love to, but I don't want to upset Mod Reach because he gets an alert every time someone gets a third age item. Or it'll come up in the error logs and I don't want to spam them up So, how many of you guys say one in the chat if you have voted on content poll number 23, the one that came out today? I'm expecting to see a fair number of ones. Look at these guys, can't even kill me. What is going on? I should be dying. I mean, I'm taking next to no damage. Let me do that. How's that? People calling me scrubs and all sorts now. Oh dear. No, I went out again! Mash. Transmogrify me. Okay, I'm going to go back to myself. I'm just going to go up to their flag. And see how long I can last. Who is de-spearing me still? Stop. Oh, here we go. We can test this out. Is people AFK? Okay, here we go. This is how we get people attacking me. Oh dear, I'm gonna die. I'm taking absolutely no... Oh, there we go. I went down 1 hit point. Oh, now their D-spears come out. I've lost 1 hit point, so it is possible to kill me. These guys are just rubbish. Balanced. Seems it. Okay, I'm gonna get against the wall, just so I don't move anymore, and these guys have to... I can't move. Here we go. Oh, what am I doing? Control click. There we go. You came to the wrong neighbourhood. It seems that way. I'm getting D-speared endlessly. Look at these guys with their Zammy spears and D-spears. This is why we polled it. I'm going to take no damage for 5 minutes now. Or I'm not going to die for 5 minutes. Seemingly. Come on, let me get a barrage in. Nothing. This isn't working out too well. So that, yeah, that was an absolute ton of ones. So while I'm dying very slowly, I'm going to have a quick look. So in-game polls have passed by a pretty substantial amount. They're on 83%, which is absolutely amazing to see. In the first 100 or so votes, they were failing by about 5%. So watching that tick up was a relief, because in-game polls are something that I definitely think are a positive thing for Old School, because the more people that are having a say, the more people that are able to influence the direction that the game goes, the better, because it's a better representation of what the player base as a whole want. God, these guys are rubbish. What are they doing? Plus, it's a ton more convenient for people that are voting anyway. This is ridiculous. There must be 20 people on me, and I'm on 90 health. Jagex Ronan, were you in 55 Worldy today? We spoke. I was in 55 Worldy today. I don't remember why, to be honest. Oh, I was checking the rate at which I die when I have this mode of like health on. Apparently it's very slow. Spear. Don't spear, please. Feeling concerned, right? Just a touch. Mod Ronan, why do you and the other JMods ignore free-to-play? We don't ignore it. Not at all. When it's getting spammed endlessly in the chat, yeah, we don't often respond to it during the Q&As and whatnot. It's because we've already said all we can really say in all of the dev blogs and the replies to the dev blogs and the comments on social media and whatnot. If people are still asking about it, then they've missed all that stuff which is there for them to go and have a look at. There's not really much more we can say on the matter. We've got the updated trial where if you've had a lapsed membership for 90 days or more, you can have the 2-week trial for Old School, which is absolutely brilliant, bring some old people back. But it is... we've said everything else that there is to say about it. It's not a matter of ignoring you guys, just having nothing more to add on the subject. And when it gets into the Q&A live streams, there are a lot of people spamming it. And there's a similar story with the Grand Exchange. It's not that we ignore or don't care about what people have to say. Well, we do ignore, but it's because there are hundreds of people asking about the Grand Exchange, and there's, again, nothing more we can really say on it. We're going to be releasing the trading post as it was voted for, and yeah, see how people like that, and go from there. Next name batch, I have no idea. I'm sure it won't be too long though. I think that with the release of the next name batch, we'll probably be looking to make a few changes to make it a little more smooth for you guys, because there were a lot of problems this time around with people not being able to get the names they wanted, which isn't what we wanted at all. We wanted people to go in and get the name that they lost however many years ago on this amazing account, or the name that they'd had their eye on for years, but the person had stopped playing in 2001. So yeah, it will definitely be happening, as mentioned, in August, but it will... How are these people? They've got so many spear specs, it's unreal. But it will probably go a little smoother next time around, because we do have the A to C experience to work from, and improve how everything went a bit, make it a little more smooth. Will Dungeoneering ever be released? This is not going well. I'm just stood in a corner getting speared repeated. I can't even move with this. This is ridiculous. Dungeoneering ever be released? As with everything, if the idea or a similar idea gets enough support, then it is definitely a possibility. However, Dungeoneering is something that is, I think, people don't necessarily see being a part of Old School. Oh, whoa! I should not be here. Why am I out here? What is going on? Let me down the stairs. Let me down the stairs. Let me get down. There we go. But yeah, as with everything, it's a possibility. We need people to show the support for it. Dungeoneering isn't something that gets a massive amount of support, or a massive number of people asking for it. It's one of those things that there are definitely people that would be interested in it, but at the same time it's not necessarily an overwhelming majority. Look at these, I'm still on 80 health! I was in their base for a solid 5 minutes and they couldn't kill me. What's going on? Step it up a notch, Saradomin. Dragon Defender. The thing that I would say about Dragon Defender is, what's the point of releasing it if it's just going to be one more strength bonus and a little accuracy? There has to be something that comes along with it that actually adds some value to the game. If you're just going to make it so Cyclops and the Warriors Guilds drop it, it's not really doing much. And it would be nice to get an interesting way of releasing that kind of thing into the game, because everyone wants a Dragon Defender, let's be honest. So if we could find a really, really enticing way of introducing it, then I think that would be much more positive than just throwing it into the game. This is ridiculous. I am not dying. You're rubbish, Saradomin. What are you doing? With the spear specs still. We want Stealing Creation, please. Generally, the number of people asking for Stealing Creation isn't that immense. There's definitely some people that want Stealing Creation, but it's not, by any stretch of the imagination, a massive number of people, or a representative number of people. As with everything, if it gets enough support, then it could happen. But with Stealing Creation, I believe what Mod Ash, Mod Reach and Mod John C have said is essentially it will never be exactly as Stealing Creation was, because they'd have to create it from scratch with the mechanics in Old School, or with Old School, So it wouldn't necessarily be exactly as you remember it. So even if you do get stealing creation, it won't be exactly the same. What is going on? Oh no, the game ended, but I'm still getting dragon speared. What is going on? So because I accidentally left the arena, this is the problem with dragon spears. Or with the shove special attack in general. Because I left the arena by accident, it like kicked me out of the game essentially. So now everyone else has left, but I'm left stranded and apparently dazed and confused, unable to move. There we go. Am I free? I'm not free. No, I'm not free. What is this nonsense? So to the person asking earlier if there's anything that JMods can't do, avoiding stacked up spear special attacks is one of them. Don't release 07 free to play, please. Well, it is already in the game. There's already a free to play trial, and generally free to play is one of the more appealing things for a lot of players. That is I gotta get rid of my potato again. A lot of players have asked for permanent free to play and whatnot. We've explained why permanent free to play isn't on the table right now, but we're gonna continue to give people the best possible free to play experience for Old School. It's not something that we're interested in just getting rid of. If we go back 5 years, what do you think Jagex would have done differently? Well, I suppose the one thing that springs to mind, it wasn't 5 years ago, but it is a big thing, is we'd probably not do the Ring of Wealth update as it happened. That has to be one of the most hysterical things ever. People, when the Ring of Wealth update came out, the one that makes it shine in RS3, and then you get extra loot, it was a big buff to the Ring of Wealth. It made it so you were essentially guaranteed to get an incredibly rare loot like a sigil from Corp. So people were in friends chats getting divine after divine after divine from Corporal Beast, which is absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, in terms of going back 5 years and doing it over, I couldn't say. I wasn't working at Jagex 5 years ago. I don't know what they think could have been done better or whatnot. But I suppose Old School is a nice way of looking at what might have been. But at the same time, Old School is coming from a very, very different place than what RS was back in 2007. It's 100% community based. There are a lot of things that our community very specifically don't want that a community that wasn't aware of the feature may well want, and many players that currently play the main game want. So I don't know, it's a very complex question, one that I'm not capable of answering. Is any one of the JMods working on the auction house / GE? Haven't heard much about it lately. The trading system is at the minute it's at a bit of a standstill because we are waiting on the engine support for it, which we will be getting. Once the engine support is made available, we can get to work and get that to you guys as soon as possible. The engine team are incredibly busy people. Their time is beyond valuable, so it is definitely difficult to get engine jobs done a lot of the time, but they're gonna work their backsides off, I'm sure, to make it happen as soon as possible. So we just gotta be patient with it and let it happen when it happens, and just, I don't know, I suppose it's gonna happen, so don't worry about it. Near future, let's say that. Would be cool if Barrow's armor have their effect without Helm in Castle Wars. I'd agree, that would be cool. It'd be nice to go Darroking in Castle Wars. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that might have been polled at one point. Not entirely sure, but If not, then maybe it's something we could look into polling. Who knows? I know that Castle Wars clans are pretty particular about the changes they do and don't want made to Castle Wars, because it is a very, I suppose, complex game. Okay, here's what we're going to go for this time. I'm going to get as many captures as I can, completely cheating. No holding back on the cheat. I'm just going to teleport from flag to flag and cheat. Let's see. Telly. Here. 3 7. That should teleport me here, and then this one. 3 3 7 4 8 3 61. Oh, there we go. And then, what's going on? Let me back. Oh no, what's going on? Did I typo it? I believe I may have. 3 37 48 60 62. There we go. No, he's gonna spear me. Cheaters. Oh no, the back-to-back spears have returned. That one, yep, there we go. Oh no, wait, they're in our base now. Come on, team. Get it together. Take God mode. Yeah, that's a good point. That would make it a touch more fair. Although, let's be real, not really. That's the one. Oh, they've nicked the flag. Come on, team, get it together. I don't even have my potato to heal. Oh no, the spear's gonna dump me. How am I tanking this? Rubbish. So that was unsuccessful. I got a 1. 1 and a bit. So at this point in time, I don't have my cheats on. So I've got to be careful. I'm going to use Blood Barrage. Try and survive as long as I can, without using any sorts of cheats, other than teleporting about, just to make it a little quicker. Let's get this guy. Sarah, wait, oh yeah, there we go. These guys getting on me. Oh, this guy's destroying me. Hashtag kill Ronan. Hashtag no. I don't have a rotten potato. Give rotten potato. Need that healing. Wrong one. Look at these guys. Camping it out. Oh, come on, I'm going to get destroyed. Come on, heal. Rubbish. So this Friday, if you guys weren't aware, there will be the final devlog on Artisan. ModMac K has been working away at that today. These D spears are unreal. So on Friday it'll be the last Artisan devlog, and I'm sure soon after the devlog there will be a poll on Artisan. It'll be after content poll 23, of course. But you guys will get to see what Artisan has to offer you all. And to be honest, I absolutely love the idea for Artisan. I think it's an excellent idea for a skill. I'm saying that as a player, not as a colleague of Matt, and I know you guys can't trust me when I say that, but you have to. I think some of the stuff that is in that skill is absolutely phenomenal and would add so much to the game. And if you guys haven't seen the existing devlogs, go and give them a read, because there's a lot to it, but if you can be bothered to read through the devlogs, you will definitely be able to appreciate why it's such a good thing for Old School. This guy calling me a noob. What's he doing? He cannot kill me. I cannot allow that to happen. There we go. Got the heal. Got the heal. Oh, there we go. Very close. Where on earth is my rotten potato? Give rotten... There we go. Most players don't want artisan. That is not true. In the last poll, a majority wanted it. Just not 75%, which is why it's gone back to the drawing board a bit. And this will be the last time that it is proposed to the players. Because if... there are a lot of things in artisan that a lot of players have asked for in numerous ways in the past, which is one of the big reasons why it's... Oh, I'm getting destroyed. Which is one reason, or one of the reasons why it's making a return, because there are so many things in that skill that players have asked for, that players would vote for, but packaged in the way that it was, and with the long dev blogs of the past, maybe some people didn't get a full idea of what artisan was going to be. Ah, I'm dying way too fast. Will there be a reanimated third age? I don't know what you mean by that, but I suppose no is the answer. Come on, heal up. Rubbish! Gotta get away. Still taking hits. You don't think Old School needs any new skills? Then don't vote for them. As always, you guys will have the final say. It has to be a massive majority of you that want something for it to ever happen. So you don't need to be worried about things sneaking into the game or being forced into the game in any way, because unless a majority, super majority, want it to happen, then it won't. Simple as. Let's get that, there we go. Oh no, that's the wrong one. There we go. I want to be a bit invincible. Here's what we're going to do. I am not in the respawn room. What is going on? Maybe I should start using these. Before I get kicked out of the game. Okay. Here's the challenge to the other team. I'm just going to set myself up in their room, in their spawn room. If they can kill me by the end of this game, which is doubtful based on what happened last time, then I will I know what I'll do. I'm not going to beat Alfred and say that I'll eat a chili on stream, because I'm not a fool. You know, we set it to ice so that I'm not impossible to kill. Again with the spears. The spears don't help people. Is Corp coming to 07? Generally, the consensus on Corp is that it is a good update for 07. Overwhelmingly, people have said that it is going to be a positive thing. People have responded in a very positive way to it. Someone's poisoned me. That is smart. So I would expect it to, but it hasn't been polled yet. It will probably pass a poll. It's more than likely, based on the feedback we've had so far. We've had a lot of feedback, and pretty much all of it has been 100% positive. And I think that it was 92% of people wanted Corp on any of the straw polls that we've done. And yeah, straw polls aren't necessarily representative of what everyone thinks, but we did get, I think it was 3,000 or so votes on one of the straw polls. So we have a good idea of what people feel about Corp, and it is mostly positive, which is very good to see. How about upgrading the graphics? I'm assuming you're talking about a complete overhaul of the graphics, like what happened in 2008. And while it might be nice, a lot of players don't feel that it is a particularly old school thing to happen, and it would require an immense amount of work to happen. It would require an enormous team, and it would take a lot of time to make that update happen. So I wouldn't expect to see that happen in old school. Mod Ronan should be a new boss. If I was this difficult, then that's worrying. If any boss is this difficult, it's worrying. Endlessly ice barrages you as you do no damage. Can you do an HD mode? Pretty much same story as before. It would require a massive number of people, a massive amount of time to make it happen, so it's not likely going to happen in old school. You heard this is the best experience for Magic per hour. Let's see. I don't know. I started on what will I have started on? I'm up about 40k experience at the minute. It's looking pretty rubbish to me. What about resizable? I believe that there's a vague possibility for a client that scales similar to how Orion does, where it doesn't actually reveal anything. It doesn't change the way that the screen works. It just makes it bigger. But I don't believe that that's being worked on right now. And I don't actually think that that in particular is something that too many people want. It's not something that people are opposed to, but it's not something that is massively requested a lot of the time. Yeah, I feel like I am going to die. I feel like this poison has done more damage than all of these people combined, though. I could just eat my potato right now and go back up to full health. Would that be too mean? I feel like that would be too mean. Rip in pieces. Any chance for a built-in minimap? Oh wow! I got absolutely destroyed at the end there. There are no plans for it at the minute. If it got enough support, again, anything is possible with old school. However, I'm not sure if that is on the list of things to happen in the near future. In fact, I'm pretty certain it isn't. Get out of here. Let's go with this. Let's see if they can get me this time. See, some smart people last time were using retribution and then suiciding to me. I'll give them that. That is smart. But this time they are never going to kill me. I guarantee it. Look, this guy's got retribution on. He knows what's up. Maybe that was what was doing the damage. I'm not sure. It did seem that way. Is there going to be a maxscape or some other way for people to show they have all 99 skills? There's nothing planned at the minute because there are very few maxed people. In fact, I'll have a quick look at the high scores now. Let's see, how many maxed people are there? Click. 23 maxed players. So, at the minute, I mean, Vestfold just hit 1 billion experience yesterday, which is absolutely unbelievable. Congratulations to him. Considering how long Old School's been out, that is a massive amount. But yeah, there's no plans for Maxscape right now because of the tiny number of people that actually are maxed. It would be... I think it would be a cool update, but I don't think there's enough people done with a max that are maxed to justify it at this point in time. Okay, this isn't going to happen. See if we can go out here. What should we transmogrify into? Oh, get off me. He's still hitting me from all the way up there. Let's go with the KBD. That is an odd animation. It's extra motivation for pretty much the entire community. Well, I'm sure it's something that will be added in the future. I mean, it is definitely something. The way that you gotta look at it is it a priority at this point in time? We've got the trading post, we've got potentially Bounty Hunter. At the look of the poll, probably Bounty Hunter. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Along with the continent, we've got Corp coming out. Along with all sorts of other updates that people have requested, very much more so than Maxscape. So it's a matter of, are we going to dedicate the time to giving those 22 people something and other people something to aim for in the very, very, very long term, or should we put it towards, should we put the time towards making the things that people are asking for day in, day out? Will you ever release Dragon Plate Body, and if yes or no, then why? It's definitely possible. Absolutely no reason why not. But again, it's got to actually bring something to the game. The plate body itself is good, but how would you introduce it? Tormented Demons are actually quite a popular boss in terms of something that might be brought to Old School. But I'm not sure if they are a kind of top of the list sort of boss that people would vote in guarantee. So it's a matter of thinking of a way that it could come into the game essentially, and getting the support. Was this mod a YouTuber? Yes, I was a YouTuber. I still am a YouTuber. WGS and Tormented Demons are amazing. Yeah, they are definitely one of the more popular bosses, more requested bosses for Old School, which is unsurprising to be honest. I think Glycors and Tormented Demons are, despite the time at which they were released, and generally stuff from that kind of era doesn't necessarily go down well with the Old School crowd. It's surprising that those bosses go down very well. At least I think people love the mechanics, perhaps not so much the loots from them, such as Dragon Claws. But even Dragon Claws has, in recent times, not been such a negative thing. Generally, when you hear people going on about Dragon Claws, you know what, I'm going to set myself to... What should I do? I'm going to sneak over here. I say sneak as I teleport around as a KBD. Let's do this. Set all stats to 30. Now they're going to kill me in the next 2 minutes. That's a challenge. My HP should drop. Drop HP. Drop. Will chaotics / curses be considered? Everything will be considered. But it's a matter of, do people want it? Will it fit into Old School? And is there the support for it? Oh, I can't wear anything now. Take this nonsense off. And it's the same story with chaotics and curses as well. So yeah, sure, it's a possibility with chaotics and curses, but we need to see that the support is there, and we need to be sure that it won't have a negative impact on the game. Generally, I don't think that chaotics or curses are something that Old School players are too fond of. They see things like Turmoil and Soul Split is particularly overpowered, and chaotics came along with Dungeoneering, which, while a ton of people did enjoy Dungeoneering, the chaotics themselves were incredibly strong, and for those people that didn't necessarily enjoy Dungeoneering, they were pretty much entirely restricted from the only viable weapons in the game past level 80. 1 minute, and there's not a chance that they're going to kill me. Not a chance. I'm still on 12 HP. The poison, nah, the poison's not even going to be enough. 6 HP? Maybe? I think we're about to get kicked out of the game. Will penance, gloves and spottier cape count for the graceful set? No, they won't. The way it'll work is you'll have to decide between boots of lightness, spottier cape, and whatnot, and then you'll have to choose between the graceful bonus or the weight reduction of other items. Essentially, you have to wear the full set. You can't combine them. What am I doing? Give rotten potato. Give rotten potato. There we go. I'll go with myself for now. You know what? No, I don't want to be myself. Let's go with third age kite, just to confuse people. Nice laggy KBD. Yeah, the models weren't necessarily intended to be used by players, so when you try and do stuff like attack, it kind of stretches them in ways they were never supposed to stretch. Will loaning ever be in Old School RS? That's a good question. To be honest, it's not something that I've heard the team talk about, or I've ever really thought about. I think that the loaning system was actually quite a good one. It did come with its fair share of problems to start with. I believe there were... I think the #1 way to trick people was to get a lend off them, take them into the wilderness while you're wearing the lent item, so it's not risked, and then you would return it to them. And it would go into their inventory. You would use it on them, it would return it to them, and then you'd kill them for it. People lost party hats like that. But on the loan system as a whole, or the lending system, I honestly have no idea. I don't know what the downsides to that would be. I think that it was quite nice being able to just, say, buy an AGS, lend it out to someone, and then charge them for it. I think that was a pretty cool system. Gave people that couldn't necessarily afford the items a way to use them and take advantage of them temporarily, while giving people that could afford the items a way to profit from the item just being sat there. I think it was pretty nice. I'm not on the RS3 team, so I'm not going to be answering any questions about RS3 Fight for Rights. I don't have the knowledge to, as much as I'd love to help you out. Will javelins ever be tweaked to become a useful range weapon? I'm sure at some point that could happen. I do actually quite like the javelins just because of how ridiculous they look when you throw them. So I'd like to see that happen, but it's a matter of how would you make it happen. If you have any ideas for that kind of thing, let us know, and who knows, you might see it on the next poll. Boop, boop, boop. Borrow an AGS, dismantle, sell hilt. Yeah, I do remember that there were a fair few bugs when that came out, but you know, every so often that kind of thing happens. That's life. Morrigan javelins. I don't know about that. Corrupt, well, PvP armor as a whole has, I think, multiple times failed the poll. So I don't think that we'll be seeing that in Old School, at least not anytime soon. I actually really liked the PvP armors and PvP weapons. I thought that they were a great addition to the game because you had... I need to set my stats before we get in here. Let's go, 99 and everything. You had these incredibly high value loots from revs. and they never really lost their value because they degraded, so there was a constant need for them, because even if people did regularly use Vesta for whatever they were using it for, whether it be PKing or for some reason bossing with Vesta, they would only have it for a set amount of time before it disappeared forever, so they'd have to constantly renew their set of gear. I'm going to be the first over there. Let's do it. Let's cheatsy my way over there. So it was constantly good money. There was no point at which they would really lose value in a big way. Again with this spear. So I think that PvP armors were actually quite good, but I think that with Old School, people are concerned that it would, I guess, be overpowered. Which, in a way, the PvP armors were overpowered even back in the day. Slapping them into Old School would be problematic. But with those kinds of things, they can always be reworked to be to better suit Old School, which I think would be decent with PvP armors. But hey, that hasn't passed the poll 2 times. Obviously, a majority of people feel differently, so it's whatever. Mod Ronan is my best friend. Am I now? I'm winning. I'm cheating a touch here. These guys are hanging around though. They can run away. They're up for the challenge. Ronan, any info on Corp? I suppose pretty much the same old, same old. We haven't decided anything specific yet. That will probably be happening this month, as mentioned in the month ahead post that I made. Was it earlier this week? Earlier this week or the end of last week. So nothing specific decided, but there is that big old discussion thread that's been going on the forums that has almost 1,000 responses, so we have a ton of feedback. We know at this point in time essentially exactly what it is that people want from Corp. Generally, people are saying they want Corp as exactly as it was in terms of actually killing the boss, and then in terms of loots, generally people want the spirit shields, but they don't necessarily, not 100% of people want them back as they were. I need to transmogrify, give me a break. 1 versus 1 me. Good luck with that in here. So I think spirit shields are definitely a possibility from Corp. I think a likelihood at this point in time. So we can kill people as Dragon Impling. That'd be interesting. Oh, there we go. That's an interesting attack animation. Spirit shields are a likelihood. However, Divine Elysian will probably see some changes. As for any extra loots from Corp, a high level crush weapon is a possibility. But we're still definitely open to suggestions and feedback on all of it, as usual. That's about as far as Corp has gotten right now. Corp is pretty much finished though. Alfred actually finished the Dark Core today, so as soon as it gets all plugged in by Mod Reach and checked out by Mod John C, it'll be good to go. And RuneFest is looking like the release date, so October 11th. So I've been training like crazy. I've been Guthan Nightmare zoning pretty much non-stop. I'm going to be maxed by the time Corp comes out. I mean, I'm set on being absolutely maxed, and I expect a lot of people to be in a similar mindset. Opinions on RuneScape private servers, Ronan? They're bad. They take players away from the main game, which harms the main game. That's pretty much the only opinion I can have. I've not played private servers, to be honest, ever in my life. It's not something I've been interested in at all. I never really saw the appeal. I like, above all else, where's the achievement in it? Opinions on Maxcape? I don't think it's particularly necessary right now. At least it's not a top of the list update right now. Is what that's my thoughts on Maxcape as someone that has an abysmal total level. We're going to go to our flag room. That's a good idea. I believe I'm Sardaman. Let's check. No, I am Zamorak. I'm really good at this game. Oh, 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 and I went out. That means I'm going to... That's bad. Oh, this animation. I'm the only one here. Oh, here we go. Why don't you shut down more servers? I have no idea. I have no insight into that side of things. The way I interpreted that was, why don't you shut down some worlds on Old School? A lot of people ask that question. They feel like there's too many worlds and people are too spread out. It's not something we're necessarily opposed to doing, but it has failed the poll in the past. I believe that closing 10 worlds was polled at one point, but it didn't really... I don't think it was a change that people really saw the point of back then. So it didn't happen, which is fair enough. What about an air guitar remote? How many songs do we have in Old School? There's not just a straight up number on here, is there? I have no idea. Air guitar remote, I'm sure it's a possibility. I'm certain it's a possibility. I'm not sure what... Is that in-game? Let's see. Is it? Air guitar? No, it's not. Okay. I was wondering if those just... because I know there are some songs that you can't currently unlock. These guys are rubbish. Look at this. JTC. What a noob. It's definitely a possibility. I see no reason for it not to be. What about hand cannon in Old School? The hand cannon was unbelievably overpowered. It was accurate, and you could hit... I'm pretty certain you could hit well over 1,000 with it. So adding hand cannon into Old School, where you don't have a lot of the defensive gear that you had, look at these spear specials, they're so annoying. I think it would be tragic to add a hand cannon into Old School. I don't think it's something that will be happening. Oh, I keep misclicking. Soul Wars. Soul Wars is a massive, massive mini game. It would take a lot to recreate it, and at the end of the day, it would not end up being exactly as you remember Soul Wars, unfortunately, because it is, it's going to be different because it's being recreated. It is not the original. So, and plus, there's not that much of a demand for Soul Wars, unfortunately. It's just not something that we have people shouting and screaming about on a daily basis. There are definitely people that want it, but I don't necessarily think that they represent a majority of Old School players, which is what we're always aiming to please. We want to make sure that a massive number of Old School players are the ones making the decisions. Ragging in PvP. Ragging in PvP is a very difficult thing to deal with. I don't think that it is in any way an acceptable thing, unfortunately. Oh, this guy's smart. He's got his vengeance out. He's destroying me, actually. I think that ragging, the sole intention of raggers is to disrupt other people and prevent them from enjoying the game, which, as much as it is their choice to play the game like that, I don't think that it's an acceptable choice to make. But unfortunately, the thing about ragging is that it is incredibly difficult to deal with, because you don't want to restrict people from PKing how they want to PK, but at the same time, you want to solve the problem. But the problem is almost impossible to solve without adding some sort of restrictions to what you can take into PvP, and even then, more than likely you're just going to stop them doing one thing and they'll go do another thing. A lot of people suggest making it so you always lose a crystal bow when you die with it. But then they'll just go and grab a bronze crossbow and just hit people so that they can't fight and whatnot. We would like to do something about ragging, because it's not necessarily doing something about ragging to ruin the game for the raggers so much as it is doing something about it so that other people can continue to play the game as they want to and enjoy it, which is what the raggers prevent. But it's just impossibly difficult if you add a minimum risk. The sad fact is that raggers are more than willing to risk. They have no issues going and grabbing tank gear and an inventory full of brews if it will help them annoy you. Or at least some of the more persistent ones. I can't speak for all of the raggers that are out there. But it is a very complex issue. One with, I wouldn't say, any clear-cut solution. Make them have like 4 to 5 items, but then that restricts people. They'll just bring 4 to 5 items. What am I saying? They have no issues with bringing 4 to 5 items. Let's say you add a restriction so you have to have 5 equipped items at all time. Then they'll just bring a crystal bow, leather boots, leather gloves, ring of recoil, I don't know, amulet of accuracy, and a team cape. And there you go. There's your 5 items. And there's your ragger back in the wilderness, with a completely pointless restriction in place. If you enter the wilderness with 1 item, your head should explode. Problem solved. I think that would probably create more problems than it solves. Possibility of a dragon rapier. I mean, if you can think of an interesting way to introduce it, then sure, why not? But I think perhaps a short sword is in order first. I'm not entirely sure of the difference between a short sword and a rapier, to be honest. Excited for the super combat potion? Yeah, me too. Super combat potion seems like a really simple update that is be a long-standing and good one. It brings value to Torstals. It helps out PVMers, PKers, skillers. It pretty much helps everyone. I died and I respawned out here because I'm not technically in the game anymore. Let's get back in there. Can't be long until it's over now, I don't think. But yeah, because I'm technically, I accidentally clicked out of the game, which kicked me out of it. Let's see. Can I still kill people? I can still kill people. That's all right. Cheater. I'm not a cheater. I'm using the tools that I have at my disposal. Can I attack him? Yeah, I can attack him. What about if you die in the wilderness with untradeable items? They become corrupted and you can't use until you fixed for free from an NPC far from a teleport. That just creates an incredibly inconvenient. Imagine that from the perspective of a normal PK, someone that isn't a ragger. They now have to, anytime they use an untradeable item, go and get it repaired from someone that is incredibly far away and far from a teleport. Which, to be fair, I don't think you get much further away from a teleport than the Elfin area. I know that there is the crystal that can teleport you there, but at the same time, it's a pain to go there and fix your crystal bows, but people still do it. I believe Permrag tweeted me a picture the other day saying, "This is the problem with Old School RuneScape." And it was a picture of him with probably about 21 crystal seeds in his inventory. And he said, there is no fix-all option. So they have no issue with spending money. They have no issue with going out of their way to get it done. Like I said, it's not a clear-cut matter. There's no simple solution to the problem. I'm sure there is a solution to it. And we will find it, but might take a while. Will there be the star whip attachment for the Abyssal Whip coming to 07scape? I'm not sure what the star whip attachment is. Maybe the vine whip attachment? And I would say no. I think that the Kraken whip, the Kraken tentacle does a fine job of any attachments necessary for a whip, so I can't say that any more whip attachments are necessarily on the table. Add buy X to stores, that is something that is potentially going to be happening. Was that in this poll? Maybe? I don't think that was in this poll. Buy X is not necessarily going to happen, however buy 50 or buy 100 is possible. The main issue is that if you have buy X, every single item, every one item that you purchase from a shop, whether you do buy 10 or buy 5 or buy 1, it calculates the price for that item. So if you buy 10, it recalculates the price 10 times. So if you add a buy X option and then someone goes to a store and tries to buy 200 million hammers, then it could potentially just make the server completely fail, trying to calculate the price of a hammer 200 million times, or the price of anything 200 million times. So buy X is probably not going to happen to avoid that issue completely, but buy 50, buy 100, larger quantities just to make it a little less tedious to go around stores buying stuff, is definitely a possibility, and I think it will be popped in the future. You write a name before entering the wilderness and can just attack that person. The issue with that is that, first off, you might not know who you want to attack when you enter the wilderness. Like, I'd say a majority of people don't. And then also, it takes away a lot of the danger in the wilderness if you can only attack one person. It means that 99% of the time you're going to be able to freely roam the wilderness without any fear of people actually being able to kill you, which is kind of against the whole point of the wilderness. These guys are getting owned. Oh, no, 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 he's capped it. He's capped it. Rubbish. Let's see how much experience I've gained now. My experience has gone down. I have lost around 20k experience. That's impressive. Can we have a zombie survival minigame? I don't know about zombie survival minigame. I actually quite like that idea, but ModReach has mentioned an infection game type for Clan Wars, which sounds absolutely amazing. Any Halo fans out there? I'm not sure what other games have infection game types. I'm sure a lot of them do because it's absolutely amazing. Essentially, it's where you have one person or a small group of people, and when they manage to kill someone else, the other person then becomes infected and joins their team and can then infect other people as they were infected themselves. If you guys ever played Halo, you would have played Infection, and Infection is absolutely amazing. So to get that in Clan Wars would be incredible. As for a zombie survival kind of thing, I'm assuming you're talking about DayZ, Rust kind of thing. I suppose Rust doesn't have zombies in it anymore. I got kicked out again. What a load of rubbish. I think that would be quite an interesting thing for Old School, but I don't necessarily think it's something that a lot of people would want to happen in Old School. It's a very, well, it sounds like a cool idea. It's not a very RuneScape thing. Maybe though, it's not off the table. You can get enough support and come up with an original and enticing way to do it, then sure. I'm not a hacker. I don't need hacks when I've got a hack potato. Oh dear, what is going on? I want to barrage these guys just to see how much experience I get, but these spear specials. Poll the Dagonoth Queens. That would be quite interesting. I don't know if there's any lore behind that. law. I can't say that word. DKs are by far my favourite boss in the game. I don't think people really give DKs the credit that they deserve. Look at these guys all spear scumbags. Considering when they came out and just how balanced and interesting of a trio of bosses they are to kill. Oh, I want that flag. Give me that flag. I can't do anything again, can I? I'm gonna get speared forever. Oh, wait, no, I'm free. Give me that flag. There we go. See if I can get this out. I doubt it. Oh, I've got it! I have the flag. Oh, it's gone. No idea what's gone on there. Oh well, I now have a flag apparently. I cannot remember for the life of me what I was talking about. Dagonoth Queens. But yeah, DKs are actually an absolutely incredibly well thought out boss. Got the 3 different combat types all in the same room. Just the thought of that, 3 bosses that all hit incredibly hard with melee, range and magic, 1 each in the same room. The thought of that would scare me off for a lifetime if I didn't actually know how the DKs work. So the fact that someone made that work and it's an interesting, fun boss with a decent reward is absolutely amazing. I love DK, so seeing Dagonoth Queens, if you guys can come up with a really nice way of making it happen, then let us know, because that is definitely something I would love to see in Old School. I'm sure many other people would as well. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this stream. I hope you guys that came along enjoyed it. I hope you guys watching it enjoyed. I hope we got to answer some of your burning questions. Q&A live stream tomorrow at 5 PM. As usual, if you guys have any questions, make sure to send them to me on Twitter. That would be the #1 way to get your questions to me. What else? What else? Content poll number 23. If you are yet to vote, go have a look. On the homepage there's a news post. If you go to the poll home, you'll be able to see. So go have your say in the future of Old School, I suppose. But yeah, sorry about the lack of webcam on this. I have no idea what's happened. Let's see if it's working actually. No, it's not working. What a load of rubbish. Unfortunate. I have no idea what's going on there. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this stream. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a follow. And yeah, goodbye.